You have the infinite power to change your life. So if you want more success, more love, more confidence, more freedom, or more excitement, more money, more adventure, or better health, better relationships, or a better life for yourself, then you have the power to have it all. Hi, I'm Jovelyn, and I am a serial entrepreneur living in Australia, where I run martial arts and wellness schools in Sydney, alongside a boutique villa on a tropical island in the Philippines. I'm a certified hypnotherapist, and my passion is helping people break free from the limiting beliefs and subconscious mindsets that are keeping them stuck. Now, over the years, I've coached and mentored hundreds of entrepreneurs, helping them step out of the grind and build thriving businesses designed entirely around their passion and purpose. And in this video, I'm going to teach you how to tap into your inner power that's within you so that you can create a life and a business with meaning, purpose, and fulfillment. Now, your mind is the most powerful possession that you have, because whatever you believe from a subconscious level, it affects the way that you feel and the way that you act. So you may consciously want to be rich, for example, but if subconsciously you don't believe that you're worthy or you're good enough or you're smart enough, then what tends to happen is that you'll subconsciously sabotage any efforts to make more money or to create a thriving business. Now, the law of belief is summed up by this statement. As a person thinks, feels, and believes, so is the condition of his or her mind, body, and circumstances. So if you know how to harness the power of your subconscious mind, you're going to be unstoppable. But it will take some work. So think about your subconscious mind as a computer program that runs in the background of your life. Your subconscious mind stores all of your experiences and emotions, whether good or bad. And it also stores all your beliefs and ideas that you may have accumulated since childhood. And they may not even be yours. When I was a young kid, I remember I used to ask my dad for money. Sometimes he'd be more than happy to give it to me, but other times he'd complain. So over the years of doing this, I always felt bad asking because I never knew what his reaction was going to be. When I was old enough to make my own money, I never looked back. I got myself a job at 14 years and 9 months to be exact, because that was the minimum age to get a job in Australia. And I bought myself everything that I needed. I never asked my parents for money ever again, and I put myself through college and I paid my own way. I've never liked asking for help, especially asking for money. And it's a feeling that I feel that is inbuilt within me. I always want to make my own money, control my own life without having to rely on anyone. So because of that experience, it changed the way I looked at life and the way that I thought and the way that I felt, which in turn changed the way that I behaved in the world. I see it for the better. Although most times, experiences in our lives can keep us stuck. And it can keep us repeating the same old feelings, the fears, the self-doubt, the unworthiness, the anger. And these feelings stop us from living our life to the fullest or creating a business that we love. So how does your subconscious mind affect you? I want you to watch out for these signs, because these are the most common hidden traps that can hold you back when you're trying to build a business or when your current business isn't going so well and you can't seem to break through. Okay, so there's the analysis paralysis and procrastination. This is where you know exactly what your next steps should be logically, whether it's launching your site or pitching to a client or raising your prices, but you find yourself stuck researching or designing and tweaking and never actually executing. Then there's the almost there sabotage, where you set a big revenue goal, but just as momentum starts to build and real success is within reach, you suddenly drop the ball, or you lose consistency, or you get distracted with a new project. Then there's a physical resistance, where you feel actual anxiety in the pit of your stomach, or some feeling of dread when you're thinking about specific tasks that you need to do to grow your income. Then there's the revenue plateau, where you feel completely stuck in a rut, and you find yourself spinning your wheels and you're working longer hours than ever, but your bank account doesn't show and isn't equivalent to how much effort you put into building your business. Then you've got fear of exposure, where you see the exact opportunities that could scale your business, but fear of judgment and criticism and failure causes you to play small and hide behind the scenes. Then don't forget imposter syndrome. This is where you constantly downplay your expertise. You always feel like a fraud, and you convince yourself that you need more certifications or courses before you truly feel qualified to charge premium prices. Then you got the hustle cycle, where you find yourself trapped in the same frustrating patterns over and over and over again. You're constantly busy, but you're not making any money. This is where you take on needy clients, you're giving away your time for free, or you refuse to charge what your work is worth out of the fear of rejection. Then there's a burnout complex, where you subconsciously believe that business success requires intense struggle, exhaustion, and sacrificing your personal time, your personal life, your health, and peace of mind. So today, you're going to learn the first steps to reprogramming your subconscious mind. It's time to finally rid yourself of this invisible leash that binds you, so that you can step into the thriving, profitable business and freedom-filled life that you've always dreamed of. The 3 steps to reprogram your business mindset. Now, to break this cycle, you need to walk through a specific 3-step framework. Step 1 is to understand your story. Uncovering your earliest childhood memories around work, success, and money and value, so that you can see where your original blueprint came from. Think back of all of the experiences that you've experienced that might be preventing you from moving forward in your business and preventing you from moving forward in your life. So, for example, if you're thinking about starting your own business, but you find yourself procrastinating, ask yourself, where is that root cause? What could have possibly happened to me in my life that is creating these fears and these emotions to procrastinate within my business? Then when we understand where it's coming from, then we'll know where to start and what we need to reprogram to move forward in our business and in life. Step 2, we need to identify our limiting beliefs. So this is where we really need to tap in and to really be truly honest with where we're at. So if you're just starting out in business, or if you have a dream to create a business around your passion so that you can create more purpose and meaning in your life, I want you to start with really listening to your body and listening to the feelings that you're feeling around this idea. Now, write down all the limiting beliefs that you have about this. Maybe you don't feel like you're good enough. Maybe you don't feel like you have the experience. Maybe you have these negative thoughts about you're not worthy for money. Maybe you have these self-doubt. You don't think that your idea is good enough. So what I want you to do is just write it all down. If you're currently running your own business and you feel like you're not exactly where you want to be, I want you to write down all the limiting beliefs around that. Perhaps you're too afraid to charge high prices. Maybe you don't feel worthy of charging those high prices. Perhaps you're constantly taking on clients that don't align with who you are, that they don't align with your energy. Maybe you're always finding yourself procrastinating when it comes to building your business. You're always like hiding behind the busyness of business and not actually doing anything to generate more sales or generate marketing or going out there and, putting yourself out there on social media because you're too afraid. You're worried about what people might think of you. You're too worried about pleasing others and living up to their expectations. Maybe that could be your limiting beliefs. Whatever it is, just write it all down and let it flow. And once you know what your limiting beliefs are, then we can work together to break through those limiting beliefs and reprogram your subconscious mind so you no longer have to feel this way. And then step 3 is the personal breakthrough exercise. This is where we're using memory to actively rewire your entrepreneurial narrative and then wire your brain for growth. So in our next video, we're going to be diving deep into step 1 first so that you can uncover your exact origin story and start breaking those generational patterns that's holding your business back. So be sure to hit that subscribe button and grab your journal. And I'll see you in tomorrow's video so that we can start rewiring your mind for serious breakthroughs. And if you're ready to fast track your growth, I have 2 ways we can work together right now. We can launch your business in record time through my one-on-one coaching program. Or we can deep clean your subconscious blocks together. This is where we go deep within your subconscious and remove all of those limiting beliefs that you have within a session. So if you want either of those, click in the link in the description below to book a free strategy call with me, and let's get started. Until we meet again, ladies, live wild, live free, wild woman run free. See you in my next video.